Okay. Now I'm going live. I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. I need to tune my guitar. Let's check my tuning. Let's see if I can do this. Oh yeah, I can do this. Oh yeah, it's working. Oh my goodness. What is, holy smokes, how is this actually working? It's actually. Yeah, it's working. Yeah, I like it. That's awesome. It's working. Okay, so that's working. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go here, and I usually can't do this. And we're gonna go that. We'll pick that. I usually can't do this because it takes way too much processing power. But now I'm only using like 4%. That's a cool chord progression. working. So nice to have this actually working. Holy smokes. Super cool. Hey, Falcaro, Charlie, hi. Yeah, dude. Oh, and Fred, I'll just leave him there. He's having fun. Yeah. What are you doing there, buddy? You're just doing good. All right, there's enough, Fred. Well, I'm using Reaper, and I'm using YouTube, and I'm using Reaper. Oh yeah, and I'm using OBS, and I got like 8 YouTube windows open, all with backing tracks ready to run, and everything is working flawlessly. And let's see, I've dropped 0 frames. I'm actually broadcasting in 60 frames per second, which I don't need to do. With the 4 legs. Mark, hello. Mark's gas station. Gear acquisition syndrome. I hear you, brother. What kind of pedal is that with the 4 legs? Let me, oh, that's the pedal called the Fred pedal. And I cannot keep it under my feet, except for when I'm in the kitchen. That's when I can keep it under my feet. That's it. So really, this thing is everything is working flawlessly, which is really super awesome, because I've had a lot of problems for a year with this particular computer that I bought literally a year ago. I probably received it about 12 months ago. And thank some of you very much who enabled me to buy this after I went through a bit of a problem with my home burning down. I was kind of shocked. I ended up asking for folks to donate to help me get my stuff going again. And turns out I had a lot more help than I expected. And so I did what I figured folks in the community would want me to do, and that's get something that would be helpful for me to produce music. Thus, I did it. And you'll notice in my YouTube or my Reaper project right now, things look a little bit different because the video and my backing tracks aren't all colored like they were before, because I haven't gone into my extensions, and I need to do this. I'm going to add a rule, and I'm going to type in backing, because when I type in backing tracks, and then I'm going to add a color, and let's set the color to brown, which I like this color. No, with this, yeah, this color brown. And we'll hit OK, and we'll close this option. And now all my backing tracks are the same, are brown, right? Yeah, and let's see. Oh, and the other thing is that I currently, let me go back. So now my project's looking, and you'll also, these wheels, I would love to make these into faders, but I cannot for the life of me figure out how to do that. Which is fine, but everything is working. I'm still playing through my good old-fashioned tube amp. It's sounding really great. Michael Songs, hello, man. Great Vanzini, good morning. Happy Saturday to everybody that's here. I appreciate everybody stopping in. I'm really, let me go back to this, we'll go back to this camera. I'm really just testing stuff out on this new PC. Man, this thing, you guys, this thing is lightning fast. It is astonishing. And again, I bought this computer. I'm not going to mention any names. If you know, you know, and we don't need to talk badly about them, but I got really pretty poor service. It's been into the warranty shop twice, and it's been sent back to me 2 or 3 times, including the initial purchase of the computer. And they've been very fast. Their shipping is awesome. However, their service was kind of terrible because my good friend Mark Tanner, and I'll just we'll be brief about this. We don't need to talk about this very much. I'm just really doing a test. He helped me for so many hours to get Windows to load onto this computer because I ended up getting the blue screen of death. And initially, when I plugged this thing in, fired it up, I couldn't play a YouTube video without it stuttering or clipping or doing stuff. And I was like, okay, if there's one thing I can't, yeah, nothing earth shaking. Yeah, I know. The NAM thing is kind of, whatever. I don't need to go there because all I want to do is buy everything when I can't do it. But the thing has never worked from the day I got it. And I dealt with their warranty service and sent it in, and they changed the power supply and they sent it back to me, and Windows worked, and I turned it on, turned it off, used it for a few days, and then got the blue screen of death again. And then Mark helped me load Windows onto the machine, and it loaded Windows on there onto a separate hard drive that didn't come with the machine. And literally the hard drive, the M2 drive that came in this, we couldn't boot Windows to it. And I even have a thumb drive that was sent to me from the manufacturer that we were supposed to boot this computer off of. Couldn't do it. So the thing's had the power supply replaced. It's had Windows replaced on it 3 or 4 times now. And I've never had a machine lose a hard drive or have it ever. I've never had to deal with anything like that. So I was fairly uneducated on that. And then now they finally, and I was online, I was on the phone with people. I let people from the manufacturer operate my computer from a remote location, trying to fix it. They couldn't fix it. Okay, you got to send it back into us. So long story short, the reason this thing is working now is because they literally replaced the motherboard in it. They had to pull the old, so literally everything in the computer has been taken out of it and put back in it. And now it's working like it was supposed to work a year ago. And it's just fantastic. And right now, the only reason I don't have my Archetype, my Neural DSP plugins on this computer is because I have to delete the old computer from my iLock account, and I just got an email from Neural DSP. So the process is a little bit time consuming because I couldn't just put my old guitar plugins back on this computer. So I'm waiting for that to happen, and I'll be using my Neural DSP plugins once again on this computer. So many vibes. If you like Macs, God bless you. I hope they work good for you. I've been a PC guy my whole life, and I don't want to learn how to use a different kind of computer. Although I did have trouble with this one. My 10-year-old shuttle that was given to me, my Jam Pro sound, works perfectly, and it has not failed me at all. Any problems I've had with it has been my own user error. Preston, welcome. So I'm also, I'm feeling a whole lot better. I have gotten well from having a cold. And so I'm back to being able to sing and stuff. So I'm doing all that. Did I save my custom presets? Yes, I did. And those presets are on stored on a hard drive that is already hooked up to this new machine. So I'll be able to go right in there and open them up and have all of those the same sounds that I had before. And to be honest, I didn't use a lot of custom presets or save a lot of custom presets in my Neural DSP stuff, because usually I turn it on in Reaper. You know, typically, let's see, if I go here, typically this channel right here, let's see, yeah, I see it has Archetype Petrucci on it, but you'll notice that the box is blacked out because it can't find it right now because it's not on the hard drive. But usually I just set it up in a Reaper project like this and just save the project, and next time I open it up, it sounds exactly like it did the time before. And I tweak them a lot. So it's like having an amp where, you know, it's fun to every time you plug into it, it's not always the same. So, you know, you EQ a little bit. And Preston, it's great to see you. I hope you're having a great Saturday afternoon. I realized that my clock on my new computer was set to Central Standard Time where they did the repair work. That was really cool. But when I got the computer back, and I spoke with the technician on the phone. The company was, number one, they were very generous in helping me. But they also took a long time to solve the problems. They tried to let me solve it, and I tried to solve it, and I just kind of, I don't know, I didn't bury my head in the sand, but boy, I was pissed that it didn't work. And I could have probably done something much sooner. But the company that built the computer, and I'm not going to mention any names, you can look at old videos and probably find out who I'm talking about. But, you know, they've been very, very kind, very, very helpful, very speedy in their responses. And at this point, I am utterly astonished at how fast this thing is. I cannot wait to edit some video. And I'm still waiting for Boss on my IR2 pedal. It's still potentially a month out. I ordered it on December 8th. I was promised I would receive it on the January 2nd, but you know how corporations do. They can tell you anything they want, and they can lie through their teeth and pay no consequences for it. Oh, my guitar. That bass, and thank you, that bass is a Ibanez Sound Gear. And the guy that I'll share a little kind of a brief history. As you might well know, Michael Jackson and Kiss and Journey all found people from the Portland, Oregon area to play in their bands during their touring years and recording records and things like that. And that white bass over there, it's an Ibanez Sound Gear. I had a bit of money at the time, and I worked at Guitar Center. Yes, I worked at Guitar Center. And I asked the bass sales tech who was there, who happened to play in Michael Jackson's touring band. And I was like, dude, I need a bass for my studio. And I was like, I'm not really sure which one to get. I don't know much about them other than that I think I'd like active pickups. He went over, plugged several basses into this Mark bass rig that he loved, plugged them in. And then he went over to the Ampeg vintage, what was it called? The classic Ampeg amp, plugged into it, played it. He walked up to me and said, buy this one. So that's the bass I ended up with. That's how I ended up getting that bass. And it was, I got my Guitar Center employee discount, and I think I paid $380 for that thing. It's very nice. And Preston, you're absolutely correct on that one. I've spoken with my salesman at from the business that I purchased it from, who I do a lot of business with. I'm trying not to advertise for to anybody. I did mention Guitar Center just because they're dying quickly anyway. But anyhow, he assured me that I'll be getting it, but it's going to probably be mid-February, so a month from now, likely. The other guitar, yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's a cool bass, but right now I don't have any. Yeah, on this computer, I don't have any of my Neural DSP plugins, so I can't really get a very good bass tone. I can plug it in direct and you'd be able to hear it, and usually, let's see, yeah, I don't have I don't even have a track set up for bass. And in fact, let me check something real quick. Bear with me here for a moment. I'm gonna check my email and see if they have already gotten back to me. License request, there it is. Okay, so they just, I re-emailed them, checking up. It seems like your machine activation request has already been correctly processed. So now your license activation should be ready to use on any new machine of your choosing. Kind regards, Neural DSP support team. So here we go. So I should be able to open my iLok account. Now, let's see. Let's do this. Wait a minute. Where am I? There we go. Let's make this. What the heck? Holy smokes. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. What I'm going to do is show you my desktop. Isn't that beautiful? I'm going to go to my license managers and I'm going to open iLok. Oh no, iLok. Everybody freaks about iLok. Desktop. Okay, so I'm going to sign in. Be careful. All right. Okay, so this is my current licenses. Let's see. So what I may have to do, let me see, view all licenses. So I should see Archetype or Bay, 2 of 3 activations. Ha ha ha! Woohoo! All right, so here's what I have to do. I have to go to, let's open up a new, check this out. I'm gonna install and activate, I'll bring this window down here. I'm gonna go to YouTube, I'm gonna go to Neural DSP. Neural. It's unfortunate, DSP, come on. Whoops, did I spell something wrong? Come on, DSP. There we go. I got to spell right. I'm not a fan of this keyboard, but if you guys are going to pay witness to me actually firing this thing up and making it work properly. There we go. There's that one. Let's close that. Neural DSP. Okay, let me close that. So I'm going to go to Neural DSP and let's go. Oops, doggone it. Let's go to plugins. Continue. Yeah. Cancel that. Let's go to plugins. Okay, Archetype Gojira X. I'm gonna free trial, and I'm gonna submit Windows, and it's gonna, and we're gonna save that to my downloads folder, which is on a separate hard drive from my operating system. So, and I know this is boring, and I know people are going to leave because nobody wants to learn anything about this, but this is really cool stuff. What's going on with that window? That's weird. Bookmarks. Why is my bookmarks window? Oh, there. Let's close that. There we go. Yeah, I bought a lot of them. Yeah, you saw how many. Let's see. So now, let's do this. It should run. Look, it's doing all this, and I'm just gonna do the I accept. And I'm just doing the complete. Actually, let's customize this and go next. And I do not want the AAX feature will be unavailable. I don't want that, and I honestly don't want the VST. I want the VST3 and all the presets. I don't want those two, so because I don't have a Macintosh and I don't need a VST plugin on this computer. This is a very farly advanced computer, so this is where it's going to install these, and they're going on my. I'm putting these on my system drive just because it makes it easier for my system to process. We're going to install Archetype Gojira X. Here we go. Like the apples, yeah. When does the Marshall come out? I actually have a Marshall. I'll show you. It gives me this little thing. Yeah, we'll do that. So here it goes. It's installing. I'm about to have Gojira X on my computer. Now, what I need to do is let's minimize this window, and we'll go to Gojira. Where's my Mesa Boogie? Gojira, and let's activate this. Yes, activate. You're about to cut your throat. Okay. Woohoo, one license activated. Okay, so now I'll minimize this. We'll go back and open up Reaper, right? Here's Reaper. We'll add a new track here. Add a new track. Insert a new track. There we go. And we'll call this Gojira guitar. And this should turn green. Yeah, it did. Now, what I have to do is go into my options in Reaper, go to my preferences, go to VST, and go rescan. Let's see, rescan path, skipped new modified plugins. Let's see if it does it. Nope, it didn't. Rescan, clear cache, and now, wow, and I'm able to talk with this window open. That's cool. I'm gonna go ahead and clear the cache. I might get silent here for a moment. Bear with me. My voice may disappear while it's clear, so it's gonna rescan all my plugins. There it is. Woohoo! Yes. The activation is required. I already activated. Oh, no, now let's quit that. There we go. I don't care about that reverb, although I'm having to re-up my whole, wow, this computer is so fast. It doesn't even care that I'm rescanning for all of my VST plugins right now. It's just doing it. And, this is so, could you see the smile on my face? This is so wicked. Right. So now, what I should be able to do, I got all this stuff, and you know what was cool is that, activate, yeah, let's just quit that. I don't care about that. And we'll hit OK. So now, if I go to my Gojira, we'll go VST3, and I should find Archetype Gojira X. Oh, shit. Look out. Now, here's what I can do. Let's see. This is the receiver, so I'm going to put this in input 2. Right? So now that's going into input 2, and I have the gain turned at 0, and I have it set for an instrument. Now, listen for the click. Yeah, there it was. Okay, and I'm going to turn this on. I think I got battery. So now I'm wireless, right? Oh, shit. Wireless. Oh my God. And I'm going to go to my Gojira plugin. This is the first Neural DSP plugin that I've used. I'm going to go input 2, right? We'll deactivate my Hughes and Kettner, and we'll fire up Gojira. And woohoo! We'll turn the doubler on. Oh, and I need to send this because you're hearing the pick noise in the room now. You hear it? I need to send this channel also to this compressor. And we'll go, okay. Now, when I hit play my guitar, it's subtly muting my voice. Hearing a little bit of clickety click going on. I'm not sure what that's about. I don't know if anybody out there can hear it. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Can you hear it? Hopefully you can hear that clicking click going on. It's mono. Let me see if I play. There's a little bit of stuttering going on, so there could be a problem with this computer still. Getting some cool sounds. It's fun to have my Neural DSP stuff working again. So I'll be able to, what I'll have to do today is go in and get all these plugins reinstalled, which is fine. And let's see, I don't have a real quick way of switching my my amp, you know, back, but I'll get back to all that here soon enough. We'll just turn that off. There we go. And we'll plug back in. Got my headphones, they're all tangled up. There we go. So we'll go back to my good old-fashioned amplifier. Get ready. Oh, that's cool, man. The Neural DSP was really on the spot. I sent them an email literally last night. Let's see. Jampro, hello, dude, I can see you. I can definitely see you. And so I'm getting everything back dialed in, and built-in metronome iPad on my foot. Yeah. Well, yeah. What I usually do. Let's go back to this. What I usually do, rather than using a metronome, the metronome that I have on my phone is actually, it plays drum beats instead of just a metronome. So I'm going to insert a virtual instrument. I'm going to add EZdrummer 3. We'll say, no, I don't want to add a bunch of tracks. Right? So now I got EZdrummer. So I can go to Grooves. And let's just say, let's go to Action Drums. We'll go to a ballad. And we'll go to verse, and let's see. Okay, so what's the tempo of my project? Oh, geez, it's 200 beats per minute. Let's do 96 beats per minute. And that sounds pretty good. And we'll loop that, right? Let's stop. Let's put this back at the beginning. We're just gonna loop this little bit here. So if I push play and I mute all my other stuff, because I don't like playing with just a good old-fashioned click track either. It's not very fun. Oh, and let me put this EZdrummer down here so that it's not going through my master bus. So now if I push play, I've got this drum beat going. In the circle of force, and here we go. Got all this distortion You know, I prefer to practice with a drum beat like this. So if you have a drum pattern, you got perfect time and you can work on your timing. Right? Practice your circle of fourths bar chords. A little more exciting. No clipping, no problem. And that's what my good friend Falcro has been working on. Is working on his circle of fourths to get his bar chords memorized and not really own them. It's really cool. Yeah. Yeah. Keep playing, yeah. Let's see. Do grok. I try to tell myself the metronome is my friend. Yeah. Well, yeah, dude. And here's another thing that you can do is just with the metronome. I'm going to turn off Easy Drummer. That's what you can do with the metronome, especially inside of Reaper. Check this out. I can insert a new track down here, and I click on this track, and I can go up to Insert Click Source, and it gives me this metronome right here, right? So we'll see this track, and let me get this thing zoomed in a little bit so you can see the metronome that I have right here. And I can select this section of it and just loop it. So I'm kind of showing you how I'm doing this. I'm looping this one moment of music. But now I don't have to use the stock metronome, but I can adjust the volume of the metronome. So now if I push play, it'll just loop this one section and I've got the metronome clicking, right? The accent's on the count of one. I can turn it down a little bit. Now I can practice my, let's do minor bar chords. And make it vanish. Right? And you know, you have the option of turning the metronome down, way down, just so you can literally, it's not annoying and it doesn't make you hate it. And you can also, with this thing, change the sound of the click, which I've just got this set to the stock click. And I use that once in a while. Let me remove that track just because I don't want it in there right now. But what's really fun is to have a drum beat going, and just so you know. You know, and the drum beat also gives you a way to really work on your rhythmic patterns. You know, like that one had that groove. Yeah, and the click track that I'm using is it's the stock sound that comes in Reaper, and I have never adjusted it because to me it's not like a wood block. Donk, donk, donk. It's not a snare. It's not intrusive. It's fairly light in its sound. It's not, but it'll reel you in. Yeah, I know, Preston, dude, the Easy Drummer 3. There are some free ones out there. Justin Jampro might even be able to turn you on to one, because I think he's been using the free stuff for a long time. Yeah, I don't know if I agree. Dude, the Easy Drummer 3, this program, I mean, although when you buy it initially, you only have these three library. No, you have these three libraries to pick from. But I've added all of these different MIDI patterns and such. So yeah, I have a bit invested in it, but again, it's an investment. I have one free one. It's not bad. Yeah. No, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing is the grooves are what. And that's why I've gotten all this stuff. So, you know, you want to do something metal. So, you know, you could really work on your chug technique. Let's put this metal one down in here. Let me right click on that, show, select containing folder. Here we go. So that's the pre-chorus. Let's go to a verse. Right. Okay, so if we put this down in here and we loop this, let's go back to the start. So you can do some chugging. The circle of force done in metal. Done in metal. Yeah. And the EZdrummer right now, let's look at it. We'll close this window. Let me let's get a new window down here. Let's see how much EZdrummer 3 is. Because there's from Toontracks, EZdrummer 3. From Toontracks, yeah. Let's how much they want for it. They're not going to tell you on their website, of course. You know, protect passwords, nothing. Let's see. Products, all products. Now we're EZdrummer 3. It's on sale right now. EZdrummer 3. Let's see. EZdrummer. $179.99 is what it costs in the US right now. Which it's been that for a long time. I don't know if the price has ever gone down. But I feel like it is one of the most powerful drum programming options you've got. And if you end up buying a bunch of these packs, you know, you can go to a reggae. Let's go to beats. So you got your reggae stuff going on here. Got reggae, right? And therein lies that F chord that we all love, the dreaded F chord. Every reggae player in the world, this is about this chord, and the minor version of that chord are about the only two chords any of them know. They wouldn't bother playing a full bar chord. Thus, the F chord being so vital. F sharp, G. And if you know your bar chord root notes, you know, C, G, you know. Rudy, what's happening? Hello, man. Lars, hello. What are you? He's a drummer. Yeah, good. Yeah, it is such a fantastic program. I can't tell you how much I love using that program. And it works great for practice. It works great for songwriting. I mean, it is really, truly a fantastic writing program. It's so easy to write a song. If we just go into let's go into EZdrummer real quick. And right now I have this pattern this is the song timeline down here on the bottom. And I'm going to remove that pattern. And I'm going to remove this loop. I think if I click it, yeah, we unlooped it. So let's see. Let's go here. That's kind of a cool drum beat. Let's go to this mid-tempo, see what's here. Let's go here. That's an interesting way to start. Funkish. Let's go to an up tempo. And my tempo right now is set at 96 BPM, so power, 1/4. That's kind of a cool one. So let's put this in here and we'll go to, okay. So let's double this. So we got a nice verse. And then we'll do, wait a minute, let's go to a pre-chorus. Okay. We'll put it, so now I've got a, let's stop this. No, so now I've got what I don't know, what is it, a 40-second, 50, 60-second piece of music. If I undo this, and now I'm running through my Hughes and Kettner. So let's, so if you want to try to write a piece of music with the drum beat, you can just push play. Oh, let's put our tempo. Let's put our click track in here. Insert new track. Let's go insert click source, and we'll get rid of EZdrummer for the moment. And we only want that to go out to measure 3, which is where it went. So now should have a click going into the song. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. So now. And I'm going to open up the EZdrummer plugin, and I'm going to change the kit because I want the bright room because I like the way it sounds. Now I've just changed the sound of my drum kit. Now I don't remember what this beat sounds. So we got a good groove going on there, so why not? Let's push record. 3, 4. Okay, let's save it. Woo. Okay, so now we got a good start to a song, right? I just recorded that, and if I push play again, we'll hear it, right? So let's do this. Let's duplicate this track. I mean, this, I'm just fucking around here, but this makes it really simple and we've got it both pans. So let's mute the doubler. We'll put this one over to the left, and we'll put my new one over to the right. And now we got a nice big stereo field. I got to remember how I did this. Okay, I think I remember the lick. What do I want to do? I want to put some chorus on this track. Yeah. And I'm going to take the tube screamer off of it so it's a little less dirty. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I messed that up. We'll delete that. And I remember I need to adjust some settings on this, but here we go. Isn't that cool? Okay, we'll save that. But let's fix the very end of it. Where is it? There it is. We'll punch in right here. All right, oh, come on. No, we don't want to do that. Let's punch in. I don't know what, did I just move something? Let's undo whatever I just did. There we go. Yeah, that was weird. Oh, come on. There's my guitar track. I'm gonna fix the very end of it. We'll make it a punch in. Here we go. I'm gonna start a little bit in front of it just so I can play into the punch in part. And it's I think that's what I did. There we go. We got a song. So drums, yeah, dude. I recommend starting with 600 grit and then move up to 1,000, 1,500 and then polish the fuck out of them. And I do recommend getting, what is it? Semi-chrome polish. It works great. Now, one thing about the Reaper, let me see. Yeah. Okay. So let's just say you don't really like the tempo that you recorded that at. You've got this little knob up here, right? That says, let me get my, so I think, yeah. That's this one. So let's do it 1.03, enter. And let's see. Let's do 1.2 on this. I can't see the number. 1.15, 1.254. This should be faster. Here we go. Chipmunks. Right. Okay, so let's set that back at 0. and let's go to File, and let's go to Project Settings, and we're gonna go to Time Base for time, and oh no, there's a, let's see, Time Base for tempo, time signal, Time Base for items, envelope. I can't remember exactly, is it media? Automatic wave, default. I can't remember Time Base for tempo. Oh, let's see, options, let's see. I gotta remember how to, I usually set this, preferences, editing behavior, automation. I can't remember, is it media? August media, I can't remember. Anyway, there's a way that I can tell this to maintain the pitch. I gotta remember, I can't remember how to do that. I don't remember what you got to do on this thing. Is this record mode? Absolute. Seemed like there was a way. Anyway, I wrote a song today. It's not a very good piece of music, but it's just kind of fun. Let's see. So Rody, I'm still running the old Hughes and Kettner. That's what you're hearing. If I had it going, but. Let me, we'll just duplicate this track. Duplicate tracks. And we'll put this up here. And we'll delete that. And we'll mute these. Because I recorded a song today. I don't want to delete it. So back to the old Hughes and Kettner. And that sounded bitchin'. Yeah, and Rody, all I got going on here is, this is the amp all by itself. And I've got this doubling effect that all that's on this track is a 16.5 or 18.5 millisecond delay that's 100% wet. So, and I panned this channel over to the right and the other one over to the left, but I can mute that and pan this one to dead center. So this is the amp all by itself. I saw that you guys were live last night, but I was working on you're hearing my new computer, dude. It's working. It's doing what it's supposed to do, which is, it's been a year waiting for it to do what it's supposed to do. And this thing is smoking fast. Good Lord. I'm really excited right now because things are working. It has never worked properly with all of the work that I've had done on it. So I'm sorry that I missed your stream last night. I saw that you guys were live, but dude, I was working on this and I was trying to talk with Mark and Jam Pro. But I prefer to use this stereo effect just because I think it really makes a guitar sound. Things just sound so bitchin'. And also, the other thing is that I've gotten my, rather than running, I think you were here when I was talking about running the LR Bags DI. The only reason I wasn't running this into channel 1 or 2 is just because of the cabling being going into the front of this. It was kind of, the cables were taking up space on my table ultimately, which, you know, I've got all this important stuff here, like napkins for when my nose bleeds or drips, not bleeds, when my nose runs. Nonetheless, it was, I've got it. What I've done now is I've run out of the Redbox DI directly into channel 1 on this, and then I have the pad enabled on channel 1 on this. And thus, I've got my master volume on my amp turned up to 3 o'clock right now. Oh, and I've got a diddle looper too, just for, because I was messing with that the other day. It's fun. So things are really sounding good, but I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for the IR2, and this'll still be here at home, ready to be used. I'm gonna leave it here because they just look cool, and I will never get rid of this. Somebody will get this when I die, because this amp has been such a big part of my. I've made more money using that amp than I would ever care to admit. That's no joke. So this thing has been bulletproof. It's only failed once, and that's when one of my bandmates dropped it in the van and knocked a fuse out of the interior of the amp. And my amp went dead at the show because the fuse was sitting there in the little cradle, you know, and it had popped up out of there. And then during the show, it bloop. It popped all the way out, and my amp just went dead. And I opened it up, and I saw that was going on. I pushed it back in there, fired it up, it worked just fine. Yeah, and the looks on these, Manny, that is definitely something that's cool. They look neat. It's a conversation piece at a lot of shows, which is fun, because I'm not much to look at. That's what I got to say. I'm not 19 anymore. Girls are not interested. But they love my blue amp. And actually, I did consider removing the lights, but then my conscience got the best of me at that point. So I didn't. But currently, I'm using 4.5%. No, that doesn't. I'm currently using 4.5% of my CPU, and I've got one Petrucci plugin running. Let me see my performance meter, just so you know. Let's see, performance meter. CPU, 4.2%. So here's what I'm gonna do. Check this out. Let's go to this. So right here, let's see, I've got this track right here is Gojira. Let's duplicate this. Oh wait. Let's arm that. Let's do this. Let's arm that to record. We'll arm these to record. And I'm gonna plug into Gojira. And okay. Here the Gojira. Gojira's working now. Come on, plug in there. Oh, there we go. Got to plug it all the way in. Boy, there's a shearing brightness on that. Let me go in here and turn the reverb down. And we'll leave the reverb on just because, but it's way too much. Let's see what this, let's undo this. So now I'm running 2 instances of Gojira, right? Which, you know, it should handle it pretty easily. So let's see. Boy, there's some shearing. Can you hear that, like, shearing? Oh, my cat up here. Let's see. That's the coolest thing. Rody, yeah, you're right, dude. Let's see. I have a question. What would cause an amp to take half an hour for the tubes to warm up? That's a great question. Let's see. Man. Yeah, it may be a bad, that question about tubes, it could be a bad, preamp tube. The first thing I do with tubes, if I question whether there's a problem with the tube, is I tap them with a screwdriver. I don't use a pencil. I tap them with a screwdriver because if they become microphonic, they'll ring when you tap them. That's the first thing I do. But to answer that question, I can't honestly answer that. There could be capacitors that are failing in there. It could be that there's DC voltage leaking through. Meaning a cap has failed. And that can lead to the, what's it called? The heater, the filament not heating up properly or getting too hot. And thus it'll sound like it's not getting hot. There's a lot of things that can go wrong with that, Rody, with respect to taking so long for a tube to warm up. Yeah, there is no switch on these for the lights. And no, Fred, unfortunately, he doesn't have a friend. There he is. We'll get him in the picture. Okay, so now I got 2 instances of Gojira, right? So we're gonna close these. And let's see, we're using, what is that? 24 effects at 1.9%. CPU point, let's duplicate. And we'll duplicate again. I wish I could tell it to duplicate like 15,000 times. And my CPU, now when I start playing, let's see what it does. Brought that volume back. Look at that. Startup problems. Boy. Yeah, and Eden amps are really nice, dude. He's got it. That's a good, I love those things. They sound fantastic. Yep. And Jam Pro just hit the nail on the head. It might be very wise of you to take it into a legit shop. If you're not real well versed with that sort of stuff, number one, if you open it up and you touch the wrong thing, you'll die. That's the most important thing to remember. But also, if you get in there and you start testing stuff, often you can't test a cap while it's in the circuit. So I highly recommend taking it to a shop. This thing is not even blinking, Justin. I'm running through all of these channels. I can't think of a way to push it. Right. A lot of guys have well, maybe not a lot, but duplicate. I wish I could duplicate like 1,000 times. I'm just trying to put a whole bunch of instances of Gojira in here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No need to push, right? I know. Oh, geez. Now I'm pushing it. I'm using 2.2% of my CPU. And I think if I extend this window, it'll tell us what tracks are using what. I wish I could make this a little bit bigger. Let's see, 10, let's see, 15, 16, 17. Gojira guitar. So I can't, trying to think of a program I could use that. Isn't that interesting how each one of them uses a little bit less guitar? And it's interesting also that this leans to the left a little bit. Yeah. Terrible tone with all those, not a very good tone with all of those Gojiras going. So I have no fear that I am virtually, let's remove tracks. I'm virtually unstoppable at this time, at now. Right on. So, dude, this thing, you can see it for yourself, Justin. This thing is, I need to go left and run with it. Yeah. Well, that was when I pushed all the, put all those. And the reason for that is if you watch the output, I've got the doubler effect turned on this. And if you watch the output, actually, let's go to my master mix control panel. Let's close this. Take a look at the guitar master bus, and that did peak because I had our clip. So it's leaning to the right a little bit. You know, and if I turn the doubler off, obviously it will go basically back to mono. Aside from the fact that the delay and the reverb are both stereo effects, but it sounds fantastic, man. Sounding good. Damn, dude. Yeah, and you know, I the only time I use the doubler on my presets, here's the only time I use the doubler is when I'm playing all by myself. Or doing my initial guitar track on a song. Because it makes it sound bigger and it's got that stereo feel. You know, typically I won't have delay and stuff going, you know. All right, so let's see if we can program this thing. Parameter. Oh, I'm hoping that this thing, let me get this over here. We're gonna do this real quick. Let me see, does it recognize, does it see my MIDI controller? Or do I have to go do something? Okay, so here's the deal, cancel. It's not recognizing my MIDI controller. So let's go over here. So we're gonna go to options. So I haven't gone in and set this thing up yet, but I gotta have my MIDI controller working. Preferences, editing behavior, where is it? MIDI devices, there we go. Live Logic MIDI controller. Input, all, control. Let's maybe if let's reset all MIDI device, there it goes. There we go, all. Okay, there we go. Now let's go back to Gojira and let's go here and we'll hit this button and we'll go parameter learn, right? You ready? Where's my learn? There's my learn window. I got to move it over here. Oh, come on. Now this is, I can see where this, and I push button 1 and I make it toggle and I hit OK. Now I can turn my delay on and off with my MIDI controller. Now, here's something that I was having trouble with, was getting the tap function to learn. So I'm gonna go to parameter, I'm gonna go learn. I'm gonna step on number 2, I'm gonna make it toggle, right? And I'll hit OK. And this is set, the delay is set to tap, right? So now, it's like it's, I don't know why it does this. It just doesn't, seem to want to read, I don't know, do I have to make it free? No. I have to sync it. Yeah, I can't seem to make it. Yeah, see, it does that sort of shit. I'm not sure why it does that, but that's all right. What I can do is have it sync, and then I go up here to my, oh, I might be able to already. No, let's go to options. Let's see, actions. Show actions list. Let's see, metronome. Metronome. Disable. Metronome tempo or tempo. Maybe if I just type tempo, delete. Adjust entire, clear. Where is it? Select media. Just delete that. Tempo. Where is it? Set project tempo. Let's see. Maybe I can do this. Maybe set project tempo. Item properties. Set project tempo from time selection. Time selection detect. Set project tempo. What if I type in tap tempo? Tap tempo. Transport tap tempo. Let's add shortcut C. We'll make it no. I don't know what. Okay, so now if I tap on 2, yep, it's changing the tempo. So now I can adjust my tempo to my DAW. All right, so we got that figured out. Let's go to my wah pedal and let's turn that on and off with, let's make that number, oops, let's go make that number 4. I'm gonna port 4. I'm gonna make it toggle so that I just turn the pedal on and off with my button, 4 button on my floor, right? And then we'll go to the treadle and we'll go learn. And we'll go command, there we go. And we're gonna make it absolute. And we'll hit OK. And so now my treadle pedal works. And we'll just set this to blade 1, right? So now it's off, but okay, so that's not turning off my delay. Why is that not turning off my delay? It is. It is. Okay. I just missed the button. Right on. So now I got that. Let's see, what other effect do I want to have? Let's turn on the chorus. And we'll go to parameter. And I haven't done this for a while because I've, let's go 3, we'll toggle. And we'll just make the chorus like really, really fucking nasty, right? We'll do the rate. Let's see, what do we got for a chorus? Woo, we got some sounds now. This is really sounding cool. All right, so now I got the Digitech, the whammy. I think it's going. Yeah. Let's get crazy. let's find a good backing track to play along with. And you know, the cool thing is that I'm able to run backing tracks from YouTube and give credit to these backing track guys, and I can run these while operating OBS, and I'm still only using 4% of my. Let's see. Let's try. What's a mode? What mode should I try? Somebody want to recommend a mode? And let me check a look. Leave the neural on syn now. Sync? Oh, the delay on sync? Yeah, it's set to sync with the DAW. I don't know, maybe, yeah, if I go to center of the DAW, yeah, it's changing the tempo of it, so that seems to be working. Oh, and let's learn to turn on the let's turn the reverb on and off. We'll use number 5 for that. Now I got my whole pedal board all. Oh, I got one more pedal I could use on this. Let's toggle. We'll hit OK. And now my reverb should turn on and off. The one thing I can't do is switch amps, which I'll learn how to do that. But yeah, it should work. Let's see. Let's do any modes. Anybody pick a mode? R2, R3. Dude, forgive me. I saw you earlier and I failed to say hello. Welcome, man. I hope you're having a really great Saturday. I am. I'm having an amazing Saturday, given the fact that I have a brand new computer that I'm beating the tar out of right now. And I'm going to go pour myself another cup of Joe. So talk amongst yourselves. Give me a moment here. You're going to attack the cable, Fred? No, you're too busy. It's been a rough day so far for you. I know. No, buddy. My cat has rough days. He's got to sleep and take naps and shit. It's really hard on him. All right, I'm almost ready. This is going to be fun. Woo-hoo. Oh, dude. Let's see. Okay, coffee. I got coffee. It's cold, but it is coffee. Hey, buddy. You gonna chase my... Well, it's not totally cold. Okay. You gonna chase the cable, bud? No? Oh, there you go. You got it. Come on. God damn it. Let go of that. All right, you can have that one. All the fun's over. Dad quit walking around with the cable dragging behind him. Now he's got nothing to chase and try and kill. Also, mode is one of my favorites, usually with a slice of apple pie. A la mode. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Nobody picked a mode for me, so I'm gonna pick. Let's pick a real ugly mode. Let's try. What's an ugly one? Phrygian? I don't like Phrygian. Locrian. I'm not doing it. Sorry. I don't think anybody would have written. How about let's just do Lydian because it's a pretty mode. Steve Vai Lydian, Epic Lydian mode, and C Lydian. Okay, we could do C Lydian. Let's do C Lydian. Here we go. We're going to transpose down to C. Right? And I'm tapping the tempo. This is not in C. They lied. I'm confused. I forget what key I'm in. I'm blanking on this one. That's cool. That's fun though. All right. This is such a strange Saturday, and I have to sit here and listen. Yeah. Oh, nice. Rody, have a good day. Second cup of coffee. I'm on number 3 or 4. God, dude. This thing, man, you guys, I know I'm all smiles and happy right now. But this thing is really working fabulously. One thing I'm noticing about this new computer versus the old one is that all of the meters and everything are working perfectly, and they're in real time. Like even in OBS, the volume meter is just going exactly like it should. So I'm really digging that. Yeah, the Falco, you ain't kidding, dude. This thing is finally everything it can be, and it should have been for a year. And I'd be bored with it by now. Probably it'd be like, no big deal, dude. This is so cool. And I was so excited when I first got it. You remember, Jampro, yeah. And I appreciate, again, I owe a lot of people a very big debt of gratitude for me being able to have this thing. And some of them, really unnecessarily helped me a lot.
unfortunately, they had to help me. They didn't have to, but they did. And yeah, this thing is just ripping. There we go. You know what else is happening now is that this is tailing this is the Gojira X and the delay's tail, which the other version of it didn't. And check this out. Let's go to check this out. We'll go to the delay pedal, and it's off right now. They're tailing off, dude. And they did not do that on the other PC, which is something I've been complaining. It was, I wasn't getting, these effects weren't working properly, I don't think, because the other PC couldn't probably handle the process that much shit. I don't know, but man, dude, that is. The other one, the moment you shut that pedal off, dude, well, and this is Gojira X. So they may have that between the original Gojira plugin, because this one has, the original Gojira did not have the transpose function. It did not have the doubler function, and it did not tail effects like they should when you turn off like my old 30-year-old DD5. You turn the pedal off and the delays keep going to make it sound natural, not like and the delay's all gone. And there's certain instances where that's a cool effect, but they've solved it on this one. Now, they haven't done an archetype Nolly X yet that I'm aware of, but what I have to do is, again, I have to get all of my Neural DSP plugins loaded on here, and Neural DSP, God bless them, I was able to remove that other computer, and they've all been processed. And I'm using Black Hole as your loop back to stream. Nope. I'll show you how I'm getting my audio to YouTube. This is so cool. R2, I don't know if you use Reaper or not, but you may not be able to do this in your DAW because it's something that Reaper has built into it that I think is just genius. So on my master bus, here's the routing for my master bus. And I have this output set right here. It's reroute 1, reroute 2. I can't make this, I don't think I can make this window bigger. Yeah, it won't let me make this window any bigger, but I have this output, hardware output 1 and 2. That's what's going to my speakers and my headphones. But this reroute 1 and 2 is a plugin. It's not a plugin. It's an alternate digital output, right? So I go out that, and then let me bring down, I'm going to get the infinite screen of death. But in here, here's my Reaper audio input into OBS, and you can see my Reaper going into OBS right here. On this one, I have a filter put on it. Oh, wait, no, I don't. I'm sorry, that's an Audio input. Let me show you the properties of this. We'll go to properties. I'm using device reroute Audio, and you have to download this Audio OBS, and then you select client 1, client 2, because in Reaper, I'm telling it to go out reroute 1 and reroute 2. Thus, my audio goes directly to OBS with no NDI plugin needed or anything like that. And in fact, at this point, if I wanted to go on StreamYard, I could use reroute to send my audio to Reaper, and then in OBS, I can go to NDI output settings and send that to my main output. And then I can send NDI to StreamYard. and I have my DAW audio into onto a live stream or StreamYard or anything like that. Yeah, you lose Logic Pro. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, and I'm not sure. With Reaper, there are multiple ways to get your audio from Reaper to a live stream, and literally that audio input, that option in Reaper or in OBS didn't work for a while. They did some updates, and then the GitHub Audio OBS plugin didn't work correctly, and so I had to use another thing called Restream, which allowed me to get my audio to OBS. So there's multiple ways to do it. Yeah. Mitch, hello, man. Good to see you, man. Thanks for dropping in today. Yeah. Yeah, and Preston, you're using a mixing board that you've got your iPad running into, and then that's sending audio via USB to YouTube, is my understanding, which I'm doing everything in the box. And now that I've got this supercomputer, I can do it so much more fluently and powerfully, I suppose. You know, just for a couple of details, this thing does only have, it's just an i7 processor. Charles. Oh yeah. Well, just upload OBS and it broke OBS Audio. Yep, that's it, Mitch. That's exactly what the Falcro did the same thing this morning. I discovered this last night when I got this new computer, so I had to download OBS, the brand newest version, and then I discovered that the Audio input was possible. I did a little bit of research. I mean, I've spent hours messing with this thing, and I've discovered so many cool things. In fact, I can even use my MIDI controller to change scenes on in OBS, which I had no idea that I could do that, but I hadn't really done it because I'm using my MIDI controller to change stuff. Because when you're playing guitar, it's not like you want to be stopping and using a mouse. Come here. Where are you? Oh, there you are. You don't want to be stopping and using a mouse, which, you can sit there and hold a note and you can get back to soloing. But now what I've learned is that I can change scenes or sources or anything like that with a push of a MIDI controller. So I may be getting another MIDI controller before too long. Also into the mixer has USB into OBS. Yeah, USB into Reaper. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, and see, I'm going basically. I mean, I'm kind of doing the same thing, only I'm able to send my DAW in my computer to OBS directly. And that is the audio that you guys are hearing, which is really, I don't know if it's necessarily the most efficient or best way to do it. But again, here's my OBS project, and here's Reaper going into it. And if I go up to my master bus, and you can see my voice is synced almost like perfectly with the meter on this. And here's my master bus, which is also synced perfectly. So it's really, really cool that I'm able to do this so fluidly and play a guitar, Oh, and by the way, also, if you take a look here, my buffer rate is set at 128. So I'm not having to run. I could probably, in fact, I'm going to try and do this. Let's see, it's at 120. So I'm trying 96, which I don't know if this, so this is at 96, and I doubt that I just cut my latency down just a little bit. Yeah, and I'm a little nervous about doing that because that other PC didn't do it, but now I got. Now I'm at 36, and it doesn't even care. Yeah, dude, this is working flawlessly. I don't know. I don't know if 36 is a proper. Let's see. I think I can go. Let me. Now I'm at 16. And it says I have 1 millisecond, 3.2 milliseconds. Yeah. Now I have 1.5 or whatever. I mean, you can't even. Jam through StreamYard with others and not have them get echo. Yeah. Mitch, there is no way. It's impossible in this day. If you lived right next door to somebody and you were doing a live stream and you had a wired network between your two homes, you could probably do a live stream and not have, but you can't play with other people on StreamYard, man. It's just impossible to do. Yeah. Try vocal take through that and tell me it doesn't suck. Well, a vocal take for what? I mean, well, let's turn on some effects. Why not? We'll see if 16, we'll turn on Tal Reverb. There we go. I got some reverb on my voice. And let's do, let's see. What else do I have? Let's try a vocal doubler. Let's do vocal doubler 2. So now I got a doubler on there. Oh yeah, that sounds fantastic. And let's detune one side. Let's detune 9, 8, and then on this side we'll detune 9, okay? And the gain is at -6, delay 23, okay, let's make this delay. So now I got a pretty decent little mono vocal doubler going on. Any network switch, insert, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, there's just too much latency going on. And let's add a redelay. Why not? I don't think I have any. Let's see redelay, just because I love redelay. It's so fun. It's so fun. We'll put some feedback on it. 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 That sounds pretty good. 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 I went down the road. I went there to see my friends. This thing isn't carrying. To 8 in there. I gotta tell you, man. One thing that's I've watched people do. Live stream jams, and oh boy, how do I say this politely? How do I say this politely, man? I've watched people do it, and from a listener's perspective, it's hard to listen to because there's zero tightness in any of it. I don't care if it's just two people playing together or four people. It usually sounds somebody's late, somebody's early. And I've been, personally, I've been playing with a metronome my whole life, so I don't have perfect timing. But I don't. I'll have to go in and try and watch a video of that and see if I agree that it's that if it sounds good, because I've watched guys do it, and I've also tried to do it with others, and it didn't do it. It didn't work. It was too hard to keep things synced, Just go to Charles' setup. Are you talking about Charlie Gabaldon? And the other thing that I'm learning is that with I may have I have 1 millisecond of latency right now. And by the way, I'm using a Scarlett 18i20 audio interface, 2nd generation. Not a 3rd gen, not a 4th gen. Charles Green, okay. And I'm able to get this kind of performance out of this old, shitty, now becoming very expensive, or getting more expensive as time goes on, 18i20 audio interface. So it's really cool. And that's, I've seen guys do that where, and I would be, you could do that if you just took your headphones off and were sitting in your room and you could hear yourself, but you couldn't hear the other person playing. And not hearing anybody else playing, I can see that. But I got to be honest, it's almost as if, I'm going to be as polite as I can. You almost have to have bad timing or very little time with a metronome to be able to do stuff like that. And again, that's as polite as I can be about it, because I've watched it and I can't do it. And I've tried to do it myself, and it just doesn't work. Oh, hi, I'm Ryan's channel, Marshall. Okay. I believe you. There's enough latency over the internet that, I don't know what kind of process you guys are using. If one person is not listening to everybody else and they're just the rhythm track, and that would be my guess, because you can't play with somebody else trying to play a solo over your rhythm part, because you're going to be like wanting to jump or hold a chord a little longer to change to 1 and all that. Believe me, I'm not denying that you can do it and people can do it, but I'll have to look at that and see. Let me see. I don't know. Let me make you, dude, do me a favor. I'm going to make you a moderator for now. And, dude, if you would, post a link to one of your live stream videos where you're doing an imp or jam with others. Because I would love to watch that, and I would like you to suggest one that I watch if there's one that's one of your favorites. Or Mitch, you could do it. No, Mitch, you can't. R2, you're now a mod in here, and you can post a link to one of your videos, and I would love to see that. In fact, I could share it right now, and we could all watch it together. if it's okay if I play one of your videos from your channel on here. We had 10 guitars last Sunday jamming. Did you do that live? Is there a recording of that? Can you send me a link? I would love to see and hear this. All 10 people playing together? Help me understand. You guys all live in the same city and very close to one another? Are we talking about guys in Australia and you're in the US, or which is what I end up running to most of the time? Yeah, and R2, all you got to do is go to the video and just highlight the link for the video and just paste it in the chat. I would love to see that. Not together. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can't imagine that being. Oh, well, okay. All right. Let's do this. Link a new tab. Okay. Give me just a moment. And it looks like you got some chat going on in there. Where's my audio for this? Is there no? Oh, there's no sound yet. Here we go. All right. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with me. Now, let me pause this for a moment. Now, I'm going to pause this for a moment because this gives me a perfect opportunity to check how ducking while watching a YouTube video. We're all watching a YouTube video together. I'm going to go ahead and push play, and I'm going to see if I can put a side-chained. I don't know if I could do this. Docker on the. I don't know if I can do this. I'm going to try it. Here we go. Let's listen. I'm going to go ahead and move forward a little bit ways and just see.
Direct mount.
Okay, looking good, brother.
Floyd
Look at that guitar.
And did you know?
Good Lord.
So
Right. And we'll give it one for every cat. Welcome in, Mr. McNeil.
Look at you guys.
Let's see. There's channel number Hip Metaworks saying good day. Working and lurking. Be back. And he's giving us fair warning.
Here we got a bunch of people.
Coming on for that story. That'll be awesome.
Let's see.
That was outstanding, Charles. My
Thank you.
favorite,
That's great.
Yeah.
my favorite song
Fantastic.
of theirs, and you just nailed it. It was awesome.
I was gonna say this before it went out, and the last time I played that.
I want to see if we got
Some chicks.
till we get to some playing. Okay.
At some point tonight, we'll have Jimmy Biter.
Don't pull an R2.
Uh-oh.
If you're each one of you individually is playing over a backing track, I can
What's,
see
What
that.
do you have lined up?
Yeah.
Hold on here. I'm just boneheading. I'm not high either.
Ha nice. Filters.
Maybe you ought to be.
Audio
You gotta make a
filters.
phone call.
That's the
real quick.
problem.
I think he's just calling Jay
Pressure.
All right, here we go.
Right on.
Jimmy Biter, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, dude. Oh yeah. So now, if I set this threshold down, if I speak, now that. That sounds great. So if I speak over this, if I bring the music down, bring I set the threshold down a lot. So if I speak, it doesn't seem to be ducking the, because I'm not monitoring it. Let me remove that. Okay. 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 Is this one where... There we go. Yeah. I'm just playing along a little bit. I don't want to walk on a 3/4. Somebody else? Nice. That's okay. Looks like I found.
Did you get 2 rounds in that, or did you get skipped?
No, I got 2 rounds in there.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, here's a
I
section.
remember seeing all 2.
That's cool. And what do you guys? I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit because I'm unfortunately I'm not monitoring it from. I'm not hearing what you're hearing on in OBS. So, having said that, do you guys give each person a set amount of time? Like, tell everybody, like, don't go more than 40 seconds. You got 10 guys. You're talking about a 20-minute long guitar solo if everybody's taking 3 minutes, which is fine, but. You guys give everybody a set amount of time, or? Okay. I get it. Yeah. Host the track in Georgia. This bro is in Canada. Okay. We'll fast forward to this same. There was a trade-off. And then, okay. Wow. Gotta be careful. Got the Paul Gilbert Ibises. That's sweet. Also from Canada. All right.
Right on.
All right.
Great.
That's cool. Yeah, well, if you guys are all just playing individually, that's one thing. You know, the question that Mitch posed to me was if we were able to play together. And thus, my statement about you can't do that. I don't care how low latency your computer has. Nobody can do that right. And I know people have done it, but I've watched really, really good musicians try to do that with other people that I think are more beginner type musicians. They can play, but they don't have experience like this one particular person did. And I remember sitting there watching it and my heart was just bleeding because they could not, and all these other couple of guys, which are kind of very amateur players, I'm very amateur, could play together, but it sounded kind of shitty. But when this other person tried to play with them, they just were like, okay, I don't even want to bother. So that's my point in what I'm saying. If you try to play together, that ain't happening. Yeah. Yeah. R2, you've probably seen that on other people's live streams. There's a community that I don't bother with anymore, but that has happened on that live stream a few times, and I had to leave. It broke. Hugh, what's happening? It broke my heart to watch these people try and do this, and it was so. As for content, it's not good content. I don't think nobody's going to watch that. Of course, everybody will say, "Yay, it's great." It's not. I don't do that. I'm too honest, which is why I don't have a 10 million subscribers. I put out a lot of really good content, but I'm way too honest. Yeah, I can see that. And I could easily participate in something like that. And that would be really fun to do, and playing over backing tracks. In fact, what might be kind of fun is to actually, I'm sure all of these guys are probably recording their own backing tracks. And I actually, Richard and I have done something like this in live streams before, and it works. As long as the audio is being heard in StreamYard, everybody mute your headphones when it's your turn, unmute and go for it. Yeah, you want to get hated, be honest. Open door on Sundays. Okay, that's cool to know. That's cool to know. Oh, that's tomorrow's Sunday. What part of the world are you in? And OU812, I don't know if we've ever met before, and I appreciate you coming to my stream. I'm just testing out my new computer, and it is so awesome. This thing is flying. This thing is flying like a bird, man. It's zero. I have had zero anything go wrong. And I still have a lot of setup work to configure the computer, get it all doing what I want it to do. All of those settings. Oh, you're in Georgia. Georgia. Let's see. Oh, so Atlanta. Yeah, okay. Of course, I'm in Oregon, and I have never set foot in Georgia. I've never been to that state, actually. I don't know anyone there aside from you at this point. I'm not kidding. But I do love Rick Beato, and he's in that area of Atlanta, and he is one of my heroes. And something I need to do, I'm going to switch guitars here real quick because there's another guitar that I wanted to try. I was playing the other night. It was giving me some headache. Just give me just a second to grab this whole thing. It was just doing something funny, so I might as well. Where are you? There you are. This thing used to be a lot prettier. It was really pretty for close to 40 years until some dope addict burned my house down. I say that every time I play this guitar because it pisses me off. This was not here until a dope addict burned my house down. So be very careful about that. Yeah. Yeah, I just got started. I found Rick, man, God, probably 2015-ish when I discovered, maybe 14 even. God, he was so fantastic. Let me just play along with something. I'm sorry, I can't have any guests on here. If I gone through StreamYard, and I will do that later on. I would have loved to invite some people to come on. We could try that, exactly what you're doing on your channel. Let me see if I can do this. Oh yeah, let's mute that. Shouldn't have any of this other stuff going. This should work. I don't like that color. I need to change that. That's yeah, this is a terrible color to have. Fred's licking his balls, by the way. There you go. Let's see how this sounds. It should sound pretty good. Let me see. Okay, hold on. Let me mute my easy drummer. There we go. I get too much stuff going on here. Here we go. What key was that in? Was that A? Okay. So B flat. Guitar track recorded. That's funny. It's weird, man. This guitar feels so much different. Wow, that was terrible. B flat, solo in B flat. Not my favorite key. You know, Justin, dude, you need to know, dude, nothing is clipping. Take a look at this, dude. I've been playing all day and I haven't deleted or muted any clip meters, any of the meters that have clipped, and my master bus is zeroed. I do have a limiter on my master bus, which I will open up right now, and you can see that it's actually limiting nothing. But even when I talk, it's hitting that limiter right there. And when I play my guitar, I mean, the audio, I could probably, I could definitely get louder. In fact, if I bring this down, my volume's going to come up a little bit. So now I'll be clipping, but my volume just got louder on the stream. And this is the stuff that, you just could hear it grabbing the clip. You could hear the limiter if I get loud. And I'll probably, if I play my guitar, it might be... the deal the other day was, unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, was an old computer that can't process stuff properly, because this is zero clipping. Everything is working flawlessly. I'm streaming, running Reaper, have 3 YouTube pages open in Google Chrome, running OBS, and I'm using 2% of the processing. I mean, dude, this is what it should have done a year ago. No glitches. I had YouTube running all night last night, fell asleep watching YouTube videos, and 0 problems. So the motherboard was definitely the solve. Oh yeah, I do. When I can do that, he goes live just kind of random times, and sometimes he goes really weird hours of the night, and I'm sleeping most of the time. He's way ahead of me in time. Well, he's 2 hours ahead of me. So, but it's trippy how he goes live. Yeah, and we have a very new friendship, but we have a very, I think, a strong camaraderie because he works on his own guitars, and he's actually pretty damn good at it. He knows what he's doing. He doesn't, he's not like some guys can be. Okay. Yeah, that must be. Yeah. Yeah, because when I saw your name, I was like, God, of course that's, I recognize it from back in the day, but yeah. So that's kind of neat. Man, forgive me for my playing. This thing, I don't play this guitar very often. It's just feeling kind of weird. But it was being a little glitchy the other night, and I couldn't really tell if it was the guitar or my computer doing some weird stuff. And, I'm rolling the volume knob, and that was when I was noticing some, it wasn't like a volume knob, the little clickety stuff that goes on, but it would do it and almost in the same exact spot. And I think, again, it was my old computer. Oh, that's you that did that. Okay. Get him able to play with no echo. Yeah. Yeah, man. And I don't know. It seems like, I don't know. I can't. I think part of the deal, I'm confused as to why more people won't use their DAW and stream that to YouTube or StreamYard. They see so many people, they use like their Helix, then they have their microphone, and they run that into a mixing board, and then they USB their mixing board to their computer, which the analog to digital conversion happens, and then it gets to their computer, and then that audio is set as an audio input into OBS. But you've got a piece of equipment sitting there that is literally, because if you have an audio interface, of course, you have a piece of equipment sitting there that's literally useless. I mean, it's completely unnecessary. But especially if you've got a computer that can handle that sort of stuff, which most people do. And my 10-year-old computer, I've been running this onto live streams, and I've got all of my VSTs running. I can plug into my little amp here and play through that. I mean, I've got multiple different guitar sounds that I can do with just a click of a button. And with the inclusion of a MIDI controller, now I've got my pedal board. So it's I mean, I don't understand why more guys aren't doing it. I want to do one thing here. Let's see, the delayed tail, the feedback is way too much, but that's nice. I mean, that it'll. Now we're talking. Yeah, oh yeah. I'll be doing that soon with my IR2. Yeah. It just seems like you're placing a piece of equipment that will break eventually, a mixing board, in the way of something that you don't even need, especially with Reaper costing $60. So I look at it as an economic thing. Yeah, I get it, but it seems like there's a lot of extra equipment out there that will fail eventually. If you own a mixing board and it hasn't failed, I don't know. But that's my take. And that, you know, obviously, I mean, I do understand it for, you know, if that's all you got, I suppose. But, and I know it works for a lot of people. Conspiracy does the same thing. But there's so much more a guy can do. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly my point. And you can buy a Behringer audio interface, 2-channel audio interface for $50 right now. That's it. And, you know, I mean, if you need more than 2 inputs, I suppose, but if you have Reaper and some USB inputs on your computer, man, dude, it's the world becomes pretty darn big. And your options, what if you want to send an entire band in the same room to your computer live? I would mic up the drum kit, run the guitar's DI into an audio interface, and probably should own 2 of these, so you'd have 16 channels of input, and run those all into Reaper and send the master bus out to OBS like I'm doing right now. It would take, you'd have to mix the band in your audio interface, but you've got, I mean, if I had the whole band in my place right now, I would have this mixer going to be able to mix the whole band. So let's just say the red tracks are drums, the green tracks are vocals, let's say, and then you got your bass track down here. Yeah, I'm not sure how they do it. And and I'm also someone who doesn't use a speaker cabinet at I still play live shows, and I've done it my whole life. So, one of the rare few that actually does play live, that does stuff. I mean, there's not very many people out there in online music communities that actually play in bands. There are not very many guys that do it, not that I'm aware of. And I don't think many guys talk about it, but yeah, have 2 18i20s linked together and run 16 channels of audio into Reaper and go out right here, use a reroute to OBS, and you've got the whole band going here. And having said that, let's check this out. I'll just add another. Let's insert virtual instrument on new. Oh wait, you can't see that. Let me switch my. Check this out. Insert virtual instrument on new track. So I'm going to grab EZdrummer 3 again, but I'm going to say yes to having multiple tracks, and we'll go to. And this is just an example of what can be done. We'll go to the mixer, and we'll tell it to be multi-channel. We'll do audience perspective, and we'll do multi-channel. So if you're streaming, you can do this. And now I've got all these beautiful drum tracks. And what I would do is, let's see, let's insert a new track. And I would make this the drum parent. I call them parent tracks now. I don't call them master. And I don't have but now when I go to my Easy Drummer plugin and I put a groove in here, let's just take one of these and whoops, dang it. Well, I could do that. Let's delete that. Let's drag this down here. Oh, where are we at? How do we get down there? Okay. And we loop this. Now, if I push play, we'll get rid of that. Let me, we'll get rid of that. So now I've got currently that many channels of drums running to my master bus to OBS. So I've got a full mic'd up drum kit. Of course it's digital. We'll delete these extra wasted tracks here. Remove. So there's drums. Yeah, and you know the other thing about that, yeah, that's what Jampro said. A full band is a different thing. Only most guys, yes, they only play by themselves. They haven't played with another guitar player in the same room for years at this point. That's my guess. Yeah, and that definitely works. But what I love about doing this, and this is my point, I've got my drum bus parent right here, and the drums sound fine, right? Sounds great. However, I could go in here and on my drums, and you might be able to do this on your little 2-channel mixing, 32-channel mixing board, but I could go in here and put, oops, I'm sorry, let's remove that. I can put a compressor, which is just a stock factory compressor, and we're gonna do parallel compression. So I'm going to bring up some dry. We're not going to make this all wet. And then we're going to go, let's see, what is a good rock snare? Let's just do, let's do New York Master Bus. So now when I push play, now my drum bus has compression on it. And it's parallel compressed. If I bypass this, you can really do some stuff. Yeah. And you can do all of this on the fly if you've got somebody in the area that can mix. Like if Jampro was with you and he was sitting there at your computer, he could literally peace, brother. He could literally mix your drum sounds for you and get your guitars all sounding good. And, you know, we can use, we'll use a reverb effect here. We'll go, let's see, what is it? Rocket snare, where's the plate? Wide. So we're going to do wide reverb, and we're going to make the dry 100%. And now we're going to add some reverb to the drum bus. Right? We've got some compression already, and then we're putting reverb on it now. The decay is way too long. Right? So, and you know, the possibility of doing that on a mixing board is, you know, you'd have to have some pretty special mixing console. That's my statement. I don't know why more people aren't just going everything into the box. So, OU812, dude, it was really great to see you. Thanks for hanging with me today. I appreciate your input and sharing that music with me. That was really cool. Yeah, R2, R3, dude, there's so many ways to do stuff. And I do it differently than, yeah, I do it differently than a lot of people do. And yeah, even what your comment right there was, Preston, you know, several microphones and instruments needs a lot of inputs. Yeah. And our drummer owns an 18i20. And so we can literally, for live performances, we can do exactly what I'm doing right here and mic up his entire drum kit, all the vocals, everything would have an individual track. It would be pretty close. We might have to reduce ourselves to using like six mics on the drum kit, something like that. So we would have 6 on the drum kit, 3 vocals, so that's 9, 2 guitars, 11, 1 bass, 12. What am I missing? Yeah. So we could pretty much do the whole band with 16 tracks very easily and everything and mix it just like we're doing right here. So I'm gonna remove these tracks, but it's really a fun way to do stuff like that, to be able to mix properly like you're in a recording studio. And, you know, also with music, you know, when you have critics out there like guys like Rick Beato and Warren Hewart and Glenn Fricker, and, you know, and that don't really commonly criticize live music sound. Glenn hates everything live, and Warren doesn't ever talk about it, and Rick doesn't really talk about it either. But the expectations of a listener in a bar or somebody watching a band, they want perfection. This allows you to put a compressor on the vocals and put and maybe compress the guitars a little bit. If you're doing it all inside the box, you could do it, and then that's what the audience is hearing. It seems to me to be a very, very smart way to run sound for a band, 10-piece band, whatever it is. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm gonna go eat some lunch, get off of here. Probably gonna go live later on tonight using StreamYard. So I'm gonna head out, you guys. I appreciate everybody hanging with me, and I appreciate all of the input and the questions. Been really fun, and just know I got a smile and smiling ear to ear because this computer is absolutely killing it. I'm so happy. Yeah, well, the band can make mistakes. There's no reason for a front of house engineer to make mistakes. And if you've been one, you know what I mean by that. Don't no feedback, right? Yep. All right, you guys. We'll see you guys later. Thank you. Peace. Oh, and hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you will.